Next president of Ireland, Conor McGregor, was back in the news again today, announcing his run for presidency and his hopeful win. So he was at his own league, his own championship, the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, which is a badass league. I actually watched a couple fights on that thing, and it seemed pretty cool. But basically at this, they got a couple of reporters asking him questions about the presidency to see where his mindset was at, whether or not he would be fighting in the UFC again, whether he would be fighting in the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, or is he just going to focus on the presidency. It was a very invigorating answer, very, very thoughtful and well played out answer. So let's hear exactly what he says.
Conor, you keep saying that you're going to fight in bare knuckles, so when is it going to happen?
Like I said, I've got 2 fights on the contract. I'm in negotiations. Last week something happened to me. I went to the White House and my country is in my heart bleeds for my country right now. So there's a lot of stuff going on back home. I'm happy with what I've done. There's something else for me that's in my gut right now, and that's kind of where I'm going. And right now, Ireland is in my thoughts, and that's where politics is a very, very dirty game, and I'm discovering that, and I've discovered that there's an issue with the EU Migration Pact that's essentially the ruination of Ireland. It will be the ruination of the indigenous people of Ireland, and I came out and was like, I'm going to dispute that. I'm going to fight and put that towards a referendum for the people. And all of a sudden now they're rushing it through. They're trying to rush it through. They're having a screaming match across the door. And I don't want to get into politics here. We want to talk bare knuckle and what we're about. But to let the people know my plans, or to let my political adversaries, we'll call, my plans, they plan ahead then to stop it or to stifle it. So I have many, many moves that can alter and correct Ireland and its situation where the political elite have a grasp on the power and it is fully removed from the people. And that's it. I'm going to keep going. I'm here with the US administration. I have the backing of Trump, President Trump, and it's about following through, so let's see. I stayed put in Washington at a lot of great meetings. We're on we go. On we go for onwards for Ireland. And that's what I'll say.
I love it, guys. I am the biggest fan of McGregor. Now, this might piss a lot of people off, guys. Back in the day, man, I remember 2013, I was doing a personal training certificate, of course, getting my license, my flipping, certification to do personal training. We were all in the room. Everyone was loving Conor McGregor. The whole country unanimously loved Conor McGregor. Then as soon as he got rich, or as soon as he started to actually become really famous and the most famous Irishman of all time, let's be honest with it, let's be honest, guys. Then something started to turn in the Irish public. I think, a lot of the people that are just, addicted to pints and Tatos and just watching the rugby and football games, they're kind of brain dead, sheep that, is 50% of the population of Ireland. Not the people watching this video, not the people that actually are on the same wavelength as us, me, the kind of movement, but the people that are really brain dead. They started to hate on Conor McGregor really badly, guys, horrendously. And it really made me upset because, my whole life I loved Conor McGregor. He went from being on the dole, literal welfare, to being the richest guy in the whole country, billionaire. He has his own Lamborghini yacht. The guy's an absolute legend. But for some reason now, they started making all these fallacious claims about him and all this stuff and accusations. And it's just okay, so all of a sudden we're supposed to go from him being a hero of mine, a fighter, rich guy, flamboyant, ostentatious, show-offy, to now we have to hate this guy. Just seemed like the media is pushing these certain narratives. And I've said it before, guys, RT News, News Talk, Virgin Media, all these news stations are complete just brainwashing and propaganda, let's be honest, for the system. But in relation to the video, there we have it, guys. Conor McGregor, his mindset, he said as soon as he went to the White House to meet Trump and Trump was on his side, Trump said specifically, my favorite Irish person in the world is Conor McGregor with the gorilla tattoo. He has that big gorilla tattoo on his chest, I think, with the crown. He's like the king gorilla. He said that something turned in him. He has this EU Migration Pact. And not just that, guys. A lot of people want to focus on the immigration thing. That's a player in this whole thing. But let's not forget, guys, money. If the people of Ireland were rich, which we're not, we're basically a third world country with first world flipping, investment. You know what I mean? All these massive corporations from the US, which Trump is now going to put tariffs on. You have flipping the medical devices that he's going to put tariffs on, the pharmaceuticals that he's going to put tariffs on. He probably will, in the next couple of years, put tariffs on the IT sectors. We're basically robbing, you know, Apple, America of Apple and all these massive IT sectors, Google. And then we're also suing them, as in the EU. We're not the EU. I don't ever see Ireland as part of this EU conglomerate, this sort of communist idea of the EU. But, you know, in certain ways, whatever. But I don't see Ireland as a sort of communist, conglomerate of the flipping EU. They sued Apple and they got like, what was it, $14 billion. And it's just like, or euros, which is even, that's like $20 billion. Like just crazy amount of money, you know. And it's like, it just seems ridiculous to me that, you know, people wouldn't see what this man is saying is correct. And, you know, even Gary Noon, he got cancelled for saying it. You know, nothing happened to me. I did loads of YouTube videos and Instagrams and, you know, I don't know. It's like these people are like funded, they like, you know, drop the knee, they flip and bend the knee, they flip and, you know, they start to basically, you know, bitch up, guys. You know, a lot of these influencers in Ireland and a lot of these different people. Not me, guys. We're keeping it 100% real, 100% authentic on this channel, always, forever. But yeah, man, I love to see it. Conor McGregor is making a serious run for the presidential election in Ireland. And don't believe the hype, guys. All the news is saying, oh, he won't get it, he won't get it. He's the most famous person in this country. Much more people know Conor McGregor than Simon Harris, Leo Varadkar, even our actual president, our sitting president. Nobody in Ireland, nobody even in Ireland, nobody abroad knows who the sitting president is, guys. The little short leprechaun guy, okay? Nobody knows who that is compared to McGregor. So he's a massive star. Like I said, you don't have to agree with everything what he's saying. As Gary Noon said, very well said by Gary Noon, but like again, he kind of bent the knee, kind of went backwards on what he was saying. You don't have to agree on everything, but the message is correct, guys, okay? What do they always say? Oh, you know, right message, wrong messenger, something like that, okay? Some, you know, lame stuff like that to try and excuse their liking of people. I was in Ireland my whole life. Everyone used to love McGregor. Now all of a sudden, people hate him. Like, it's just like because he got money, and this was years ago, maybe 5 years ago. You saw the tide start to turn, you know, we're like, oh, he's now, like, he's too big for his britches, he's flipping too big for his boots, you know, he's acting all arrogant. Yeah, wouldn't you guys, if you're the flipping richest guy, the most famous guy in the world? It just makes sense. And also, it's really funny because, you know, the whole talk of the show Adolescence and this sort of toxic masculinity talk was in the news recently. We have Andrew Tate, again in the news. He was lambasting our Irish, basically officials in government in the Dáil, giving speeches, Simon Harris more specifically, and he went on to give this big speech here, okay? So basically Andrew said, jealous, weak men will do anything to stop powerful men reigning control of the systems. Their objective is to destroy all masculinity and continue to lead us in their destruction. To their destruction, I would say. I'd correct his language there. Okay, because it is their woke Marxist DEI left, you know, liberal sort of agenda. It is, guys, for sure. There's no doubt about it. They hate that Conor and I are the people's champion and respected. Dude, that is so funny. This is revenge of the nerds. Yeah, and this is what Chris Webby, famous rapper that I listen to from America, talks about, you know, revenge of the nerds. Because this is guys that, you know, were picked on in school. They didn't even finish any education, formal education, which that isn't a big deal. I don't think everyone should be the most educated person in the world. But to be at the highest power of the whole system and to not even be able to finish a college degree. Like I said, my college degree is right there. You know, college is easy in Ireland. It's free. You don't even have to pay money for it. I wasn't able to pay money for it, guys. I'll be honest. $3,000 a year, no way. But it's all paid for. It's free. So to not finish that and to be in the highest position of power, you'd at least have them to have a little bit of experience and a little bit of credentials. And they don't even have that, guys. They don't even have that. So anyway, Andrew goes on to say, weak men are traitors by nature and can never be trusted. Weaklings like this dipshit invite foreigners to invade and attack native women. They then blame immigrant crime on masculinity. Where's the Netflix show about foreign invaders? Scumbag. Oh my god. Bro, Andrew Tate went crazy on that one. So I'm going to show you guys all the video here. And it's basically where Simon Harris, you know, detests people like McGregor and Andrew in the flipping news. So let's hear exactly what he says, guys. Because him himself, you know, shrimp Harris, you know, with his flipping little noodle arms and his, you know, pencil neck and his weak disposition is a weak man, guys. And I don't like it. You know, you need a strong man in power, okay? Especially at the head office where you're controlling the military and shit like that. So
Well, thank you for the question. This is a really important topic for all of society, Lasky and Corla. I think the programme Adolescence has really provided a glimpse into how toxic influences are filling a void in young men's lives. In fact, I believe adolescence should be compulsory viewing in all our secondary schools right across this country. Social media has such an influence on young lives, and that's why I think in Europe and Ireland we need to be true to our values, even if others in the other parts of the world decide to go a different way. These so-called influencers are feeding young men a warped view of what it is to be a man. What? And let us be clear, the likes of Conor McGregor and Andrew Tate should not be social media influencers. They should be social pariahs. Their behaviour is wrong, it's retrograde, it's degrading, it's damaging. They're normalising behaviour that is totally and utterly unacceptable. And everybody in this house, we should speak with one voice in relation to this. Not social media influencers, social pariahs is what they are.
Bro, I can't even. This guy's like voice is like quivering. They should be social pariahs. They should be social pariahs. You know, like I said before, you know, he talks about revenge of the nerds. This is 100% completely true, guys. These guys don't hit the gym. They don't do anything. They don't really have any sense of masculinity. You know, they have no sense of pride even in themselves, it seems like. You know, and obviously, guys, you know, we're wearing the watch today to represent the two boys that we're talking about today, because we got the heavy wrist today, man. You know, I have to dress up for these videos, man, of course. Okay, and this is the sort of thing that they're instilling in people. Wear nice watches, wear nice suits, be in shape, earn money, you know, be respectful to people. I've never seen anything other than that, apart from the times when they are trolling, because people on the internet troll a lot. Now, like I said before, I'm not going to be defending anyone. People can defend themselves, but I'm just talking about their actions, their characters themselves. I don't know any of these people that I'm talking about personally. Okay, I'm not friends with anybody. Okay, I'm a complete nobody on the internet. And they're obviously, you know, social influencers. They're massive people. But to say that they're social pariahs and they don't influence people in a positive manner is disingenuous, guys. You know, they obviously have an impact on people if people choose to watch them and love their content, and they have 200,000 people in the university and people earn money from what they say. And you know, basically and that's for Andrew, for the whole of Ireland, every single person in Ireland that's in MMA in some manner was influenced by Conor McGregor. I don't really care what you say. There is no way that you got into MMA in Ireland, because MMA was a dead sport. He said it himself. There was like one other person, you know, one other guy that actually beat him in like a leg lock, I believe, and Duffy or something. So there was two people in MMA back 12, 13, 15 years ago when Conor McGregor started, or 20 years ago, 15 years ago. But now, all of a sudden, there's thousands and thousands of kids that do jiu-jitsu, MMA, judo. I did judo long before I knew any of those people. But, you know, he is huge, guys, for pushing MMA and self-protection. You know, MMA is basically a form of self-protection as well. You know, if you take out the martial arts, if you take out the street fighting aspect of the UFC, in the cage aspect, it is a form of self-defense. Karate, jiu-jitsu, judo. So like, he's helping people defend themselves as well. I don't know, guys. This hate just seems like so manufactured. You know, this hate is on purpose. You know, it is for sure on purpose. And then he goes on to say that this show Adolescence, which is a complete brainwashing show. Like, I like the guy Stephen Graham, but the whole show is just, it's complete nonsense, guys. It's just, everything in the show I saw, I was like, wow, this is just like complete propaganda. I couldn't even get through the first episode without, first of all, sleeping, because it was so boring. Second of all, just seeing the, you know, the shit show of the show, what it was. It's just terrible. The most realistic part of the show was when the detective, okay, he walks up to the Indian guy and he's like, hey, tell me about these kids. Like, how are you controlling these kids? And the Indian guy goes, I don't know. What the fuck do you want me to do? And he runs off. That was the most accurate part of the show, because I saw that firsthand when I was in school. So that's the only accurate part, where they couldn't control these crazy kids. Like, there's thousands of kids, there's like 2 or 3 teachers. Okay, that part was accurate. But the aspect where they're getting influenced by social media to stab and murder people is just complete ludicrous, guys. That is just not true, bro. Like, is there even any reported cases of that in the UK, of like 13-year-olds stabbing people because of incel culture? Because it's not true. The show is made up. It's not based on anything in real life, okay? Apart from obviously some stabbings, you know, that they've talked about in the news before. But, you know, the UK has a massive stabbing problem. I think every day in the UK, or every hour, there's like 20 stabbings, just, you know, thousands of stabbings every month. It's just insane. The UK obviously has a huge problem with that, okay? But they want to blame it on 13-year-old white kids, you know, it's just ridiculous, guys. And it's not really a white or black issue in my personal opinion. Okay, a lot of people want to make it like that. It's white and black gangs. Those are the gangs that do it. Maybe there's Asian gangs. I don't know. Is there Asian gangs in the UK? But whatever gangs there are, guys, I'm sure there is, right? I mean like Southeast Asian. That's what I'm joking. I'm sure there's Asian gangs, right? Loads of different gangs in the UK, right? But it's gang violence. That is all the stabbings. It's not just random people going around stabbing young women because they won't sleep with them. It's just that whole aspect of adolescence. I couldn't really get into the show because it was so far-fetched. It was so not based in reality. It's like a 13-year-old talking about sleeping with people. You know, like I didn't even sleep with a woman till I was like flipping 19. I've said that before, guys. You know what I mean? 18, 19, right around that age, right? You know, this whole idea of pushing sexuality on younger and younger people is sadistic and weird, in my personal opinion, okay? Under 18, under 19, you know, it's a bit weird in my personal opinion. So, but yeah, I couldn't even really get into the show because the whole, you know, concept of the show was so foreign to me. I'm like, why is a 13-year-old, you know, trying to get with women and stuff? Like when I was 16, I was still playing PlayStation every day. I didn't really have a concept of, you know, chasing women all the time. I wanted to be something better than just flipping getting all these women. So just seemed a bit like stupid. I didn't really understand the show Adolescence at all. But for it to be compulsory viewing, he would love that, guys. Simon Harris would love it to be compulsory viewing because it's completely brainwashing the people and it's making young people feel bad about their masculinity and being toxically masculine. Okay, and as a man, I'll finish with this, guys. You will feel the best in your life as a man when you're the most masculine. That's when you feel the best as a man. Whenever you're hitting the gym, whenever you're playing maybe airsoft or paintball, or you know, you're doing some really masculine activity, that's when you'll feel the best in your entire life. For me anyways, that's the times where I felt the best, is when I'm in my most masculine frame as a man. Not when I'm dancing or when I'm doing any of these feminine activities that they want us to do in the news, dress up as in dresses and stuff like that, and paint our nails and, you know, put on wigs and shit like that. Like that's not when and I haven't done those things, right? But I'm just saying that wouldn't be a time when you would feel like that. Okay, the best times you feel like in life as a man is when you're flipping hitting the gym and you're doing these masculine activities. I love you guys all, man. Just said I'd talk about that real quick because Conor McGregor obviously making a serious run for the presidency. And me personally, I think he'll get it, guys. I don't know about you guys. I think he's super famous. He's super rich. He has influence from America, from Trump, the most powerful man in the world. In my opinion, guys, I'm placing all my cards on McGregor for sure. I love you guys all. Let me know your thoughts. Wearing the nice watch today, guys, in in allegiance, okay? But yeah, I love you guys, man. If you want to help support the channel, family, push back against the mainstream like I'm trying to do every single day. Okay, I put out these political videos every single day. Make sure to hit the join link underneath this video or become a member of the channel, okay? Or help buy some merch, guys. I got some nice merch out on my channel. Premium cotton, so go check them out. And I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Stay free.